Ooh, playing a Orion. I'm doing pretty good. A little nervous about the amount of people here.
僕の善意が壊れてゆく前に君に全部つけるべきだった。夜が降りて溶けての生活に混濁した気持ちかすれる明かり。仕方がないと受け入れるのならそれまでだって分かってもなんだかパリに合わないの意義がないなんて。どこにでもあるようなものがここにしかないことに気づく。くだらない話でもよくてあからめた顔また見せて。夢に月は暗い頭フライト。今日は鍵を持って探し物がない。揺れるワイ隠し持って生きる夢に月は暗い頭フライト。今日はどこも行けず眠る新品の朝。孤独アンダーグラインめんどくさい線引きのない記憶は儚い。昨日にまるで余裕はない。夢に月は暗い歪むライト。明日はどこ行こう。傷ついてる心がわかるのになぜ傷つけてしまう。同じあと英語と言ってひとくくりにしていった。僕とあなたの本当を透明に得て変わりたくって変わらない気持ち形だけ崩れてく。希望の手離さない君の幽霊と孤独から日々を数えたら一つの涙に溺れてた。くだらないならいっそはして歌の中で自由に生きるから。どこにでもあるようなものがここにしかないことに気づく。くだらない静けさの夜また記憶に住む僕だけ目覚める。ここにしかない君に触れたい。くだらない話でもよくてあからめた顔また見せて。孤独アンダーグライン孤独アンダーグライン孤独アンダーグライン孤独アンダーグライン孤独アンダーグラインめんどくさい線引きのない記憶は儚い。昨日にまるで余裕はない。夢に月は暗い歪むライト。明日はどこ行こう。
どこまでも続くような青の季節は4つ並ぶ眼の前を遮るものは何もない。アスファルトセミシグルを反射して君という沈黙が聞こえなくなる。この日々が色あせる僕と違う君の匂いを知ってしまっても置き忘れてきた永遠のそこに今でも青が澄んでいる。今でも青は澄んでいる。どんな祈りも言葉も近づけるのに届かなかった。まるで静かな声 つく風の季節は思い馳せるまだ何者でもなかった僕らの肖像何もかも分かち合えたはずだったあの日から少しずつ君と違う僕という呪いが太っていく君の笑顔の奥の憂いを見落としたこと悔やみ尽くして花々と咲いて散っていく君にさよなら今でも青が澄んでいる今でも青は澄んでいるどんな祈りも言葉も近づけるのに届かなかったまるで静かな恋のような頬を伝った夏のような色の中君を呪う言葉がずっと喉の奥に使ってるまた会えるよねって声になれない声胸に膨張する銀河の星のつくように言う好きなものだ You are my special You are my special I love you baby 歌い続けましょうどんな試練ものもどんな予想ものも心も選ぶ一挙手へと走走り出したらアンコントロール You are my special シャカちゃんにしてくれないかエサを存分に食らい尽くして一生 make you cry your own level 甘いかするほど You are my special No, so 別には笑わないで一生 make you cry your own level 誰がどうようと You are my special
The Board of Registration in Medicine.
I love this.
Adjudicatory case. Adjudicatory, I think. Oh, and it's pictures. Nice. Pictures. In the matter of Alec M. Kanogia, MD. This is Dr. K. A consent order means that the court, I believe, has ordered a thing. No, it's not a court. A court order would be a consent decree. So because it's a consent order, this is coming from a non-court thing, meaning the Board of Registration of Medicine. And it's just a particular set of instructions that, or something that has to do with Dr. K that he has to follow or that applies to him. Is what for a consent order here is what this should mean, unless it means something different in Massachusetts. Consent order, Massachusetts. Let me just check real quick. I'm 99% sure that I doubt it means something different in Massachusetts, but okay. Pursuant to GLC 30A, subsection 10, Alec M. Kanogia, MD, respondent, and the Board of Registration in Medicine Board, hereinafter referred to jointly as the parties, agree that the board may issue this consent order to resolve the above captioned adjudicatory proceeding. The parties further agree that this consent order will have all the force and effect of a final decision within the meaning of 801 CMR. The respondent admits to the findings of facts specified below and agrees that the board may make the conclusions of law and impose the sanctions set forth below in resolution of investigative docket number 20-296. That means that when a consent order is issued about this given topic, it means that the case is considered closed. It's not open for further legal action in the future, unless something like crazy or whatever comes out that was unknown at this particular point in time. And it means that everything in here involving both of the parties, all of the statements of facts in here are going to be agreed upon. So nobody's going to come out later and say, well, I didn't agree with that, or this is bullshit or whatever, or this didn't actually happen, I just settled or whatever, you know. All the facts are agreed to, and then all of the punishments and things that are issued by the board are also going to be agreed to as well. Okay. The respondent graduated from Tufts University School of Medicine in 2014 and has been licensed to practice medicine in Massachusetts under license number 271400 since 2017. He is board certified in psychiatry. He owns Healthy Gamer GG and his private practice, Kanogia Psychiatry. The respondent was previously affiliated with McLean Hospital from July 2018 through October 2020 and Harvard Medical School from July 2018 through October 2021. Healthy Gamer GG is advertised as a mental health platform that provides content, coaching, and community resources to help young people take control of their mental health and their lives. Wait, hold on. This is a regulatory judgment, not technically legally binding at this stage, right? No, this should be binding on all. I mean, it's civilly, it's binding on all parties, right? If you break this, then I don't know if it's a criminal action, you go to criminal court. If it's a civil action, then there'd be a civil movement against you. But everybody, this is binding. Everybody, all the parties are agreeing to a consent order. The respondent further advertises that he brings the best of evidence-based psychiatry, complementary and alternative medicine, and his own understanding and experience as part of the internet generation to create a unique approach to mental health through Healthy Gamer GG. Healthy Gamer GG maintains live stream and archived video profiles on Twitch TV and YouTube. Twitch TV is a monetized streaming platform associated with Amazon. B, Twitch TV users pay subscriptions, premium content, and supportive cheering during live streams. C, Healthy Gamer GG's Twitch.tv channel has over 621,000 subscribers. And D, YouTube channels are monetized through advertisements on the platform. E, Healthy Gamer GG's YouTube channel has over 1.35 million subscribers. The respondent is the majority owner of Healthy Gamer GG and is eligible for distributions. The respondents receive a salary. The respondent receives a salary from Healthy Gamer GG. The respondent introduced himself to the Healthy Gamer GG community as a Harvard-trained psychiatrist trained at both Massachusetts General Hospital and McLean Hospital. The respondent often wears a Harvard medical shirt, MGH, and McLean Hospital emblazoned zip-up sweatshirt during his videos on Healthy Gamer GG. According to AMA Ethical Opinion 8.12, Physicians who participate in the media can offer effective and accessible medical perspectives, leading to a healthier and better informed society. However, ethical challenges present themselves when the worlds of medicine, journalism, and entertainment intersect. In the context of the media marketplace, understanding the role as a physician, being distinct from a journalist, commentator, or media personality, is imperative. Physicians involved in the media environment should be aware of their ethical obligations to patients, the public, and the medical profession, and that their conduct can affect their medical colleagues, other healthcare professionals, as well as institutions with which they are affiliated. They should also recognize that members of the audience might not understand the unidirectional nature of the relationship and might think of themselves as patients. Physicians should, always remember that they are physicians first and foremost and must uphold the values, norms, and integrity of the medical profession. B, encourage audience members to seek out qualified physicians to address the unique questions and concerns that they have about their respective care when providing general medical advice. And then C, be aware of how their medical training, qualifications, experience, and advice are being used by media forums and how this information is being communicated to the viewing public. I don't know why we go from C to H. Oh, it's just listing all it goes all the way to H. H, fully disclose any conflicts of interest and avoid situations that may lead to potential conflicts. So the way that this decree is going to, or I'm sorry, not decree, order. The way this order is going to be structured is probably, this is the person, here's all the agreements that we've made beforehand, and then it's probably going to say, these are the agreements that we feel like the person that we're providing this order to isn't acting in accordance with these, and then here is whatever punishment they feel is necessary at the end is probably what the structure of this is going to be. The respondent conducts interview-style videos with various individuals, often gamers who also live stream. These interviews are live streamed on twitch.tv. The Healthy Gamer GG YouTube channel's interview playlist contains approximately 148 videos originally streamed on twitch.tv. Whoops. On or about December 4th, 2019, the respondent connected with acclaimed streamer, Reckful, and interviewed him for approximately 2 hours via twitch.tv live stream. During this video, the respondent and Reckful engage in a conversation about depression, bipolar, suicide, and psilocybin. B, the respondent acknowledged that his colleagues worried that he could be sued if someone on his stream committed suicide. And C, the respondent offered Reckful to reach out to him if he had thoughts of killing himself. What's up, Josiah? On or about December 18th, 2019, the respondent and Reckful connected for a second live stream interview that lasted approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes. During this video, the respondent and Reckful engaged in a conversation about Reckful's history with therapy. The respondent suggested that he and Reckful meet every week for 4 to 8 weeks to address his loneliness. On or about January 11th, 2020, the respondent and Reckful connected for a third live stream interview that lasted over 2 hours. During this video, the respondent and Reckful engage in a conversation about depression, Reckful's brother's suicide, and psychedelics. On or about January 23rd, 2020, the respondent and Reckful connected for a fourth live stream interview that lasted approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes. During this video, the respondent and Reckful engage in a conversation about borderline personality disorder. The respondent stated that he would try to love Reckful for 2 years. 15. On or about January 29th, 2020, the respondent and Reckful connected for a fifth live-streamed interview that lasted approximately 1 hour and 50 minutes. During this video, the respondent and Reckful engaged in a conversation, addressed the discussion from January 23rd, 2020. The respondent and Reckful discussed the bounds of their relationship and whether the respondent was Reckful's therapist or friend. The respondent acknowledged that that his very bold claim about loving Reckful for 2 years was irresponsible. Later in this video, Reckful told the respondent he remained conflicted about the status and definition of the relationship. On or about February 12th, 2020, the respondent and Reckful connected for a sixth and final livestream interview that lasted approximately 40 minutes. During this video, Reckful mentioned that he and the respondent would continue their conversations offline, off-stream. On or about June 30th, 2020, Reckful's friend engaged the respondent to discuss Reckful's declining mental health. During his conversation with Reckful and his friends, the respondent followed standard referral guidelines, including referrals for outpatient care, higher levels of care, typo, and guidance around the use of emergency services. And then on July 2nd, 2020, Reckful died by suicide. Oof, that was on June 30th. Damn. Why do they call him Reckful instead of Byron in a legal document? It's just what they're known by. I don't think it matters so much. Conclusions of law. The respondent has engaged in conduct that undermines the public confidence and the integrity of the medical profession. See Levy v. Board of Registration in Medicine, 378 Massachusetts, 518. This is a court volume, Massachusetts. These are going to be state cases. Raymond v. Board of the Board of Registration in Medicine. Okay, so these are two Massachusetts court cases from 79 and 82. Sanction and order. The respondent's license is hereby reprimanded. The sanction is imposed for each violation of law listed in the conclusion section and not a combination of any or all of them. Execution of this consent order. Complaint counsel, respondent's counsel, and the respondent agree that the approval of this consent order is left to the discretion of the board. The signature of complaint counsel, respondent's counsel, and the respondent are expressly conditioned on the board accepting this consent order. If the board rejects this consent order in whole or in part, then the entire document shall be null and void. Thereafter, neither the parties nor anyone else may rely on these stipulations in this proceeding. As to any matter in this consent order left to the discretion of the board, neither the respondent nor anyone acting on his behalf has received any promises or representations regarding the same. As to any matter in this left to the discretion of the board. Okay. The respondent waives any right to appeal that he may have resulting from the board's acceptance of this consent order. The respondent shall provide a complete copy of this consent order with all exhibits and attachments within 10 days by certified mail, return receipt requested, or by hand delivery to the following designated entities: any in or out-of-state hospital, nursing home, clinic, other licensed facility, or municipal, state, or federal facility at which the respondent practices medicine; any in or out-of-state maintenance organization with whom the respondent has privileges or any other kind of association; any state agency in or out-of-state which responds to provide a contract. Okay, so all the people. Okay, the respondent shall also provide this notification to any such designated entities with which the respondent becomes associated with during the period of probation. The respondent is further directed to certify to the board within 10 days that the respondent has complied with this directive. Let's see. The respondent shall provide a complete copy of this consent order with all exhibits within 10 days. For how long, I wonder? Maybe is this a one-time thing, or... Okay. So basically this is saying, so like, I'm not sure if his current Healthy Gamer GG counts as like a health company or something, but this would be saying that like if he worked at a hospital or if he worked as a therapist or whatever, he would have to provide a copy of this consent order to anybody that he works with in any of these categories, basically, to show that he's been reprimanded. The board expressly reserves the authority to independently notify at any time any of the entities designated above or any other affected entity of any action it has taken. And then that's the signatures. So ordered by the Board of Registration in Medicine. Huh. Okay.
Well, bring on the sweeping. What do you got to say for him?
I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty lucky. Basically, nothing happened, basically.
I think that's the wrong way to respond to this. I think the way to respond to this is be like, wow. Well, it looks like a jury of his peers thinks that he did some super f***ed up shit.
You're completely dead wrong there. If he did super f***ed up shit, there probably would have been some serious repercussions.
He did. Oh, okay. All right. My bad. Sorry. Let me rephrase this. So it sounds like a jury of his peers has said that he did bad things.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you were on the side of it wasn't bad things, if I remember correctly in the past.
I don't remember. It's been years. But I think I said this could go either way. I don't remember, though.
Well, it's gone away now. It's pretty clear, if you had to ask. Every time I bring this up, God, the worst people are the simps of this fucking guy.
I mean, the haters are just as bad. You just thought that it was like a serious thing, and he actually he basically dances away from this almost completely scot-free. Yes. You understand that, right? You understand that like the board can't suspend him or do anything else for him. You basically they just said you have to send a letter to everybody.
Can you not hate Trump? So you're like, oh well, you can't hate Trump because he got away scot-free. Nice argument, retard.
I didn't say I can't hate him because he got away scot-free.
Oh, okay. So why'd you just say that to me then? So why'd you just say that to me then? You said he got away scot-free. It doesn't matter. So I'm sorry. Why'd you bring that up? I didn't
say he got away scot-free. It doesn't matter. I said that his haters
so it doesn't matter?
I said that his haters can be pretty unhinged too, as evidenced by the fact that you thought he just had a severe repercussion, when in reality he basically got like the lightest slap on the wrist possible. It seems.
No, I agree. He got reprimanded. But to be clear here, all the people are like, he's doing nothing wrong. You're being stupid. He's being all touchy and feely. They're wrong. Okay, if he does it again, maybe he'll lose his license. That's how wrong you are. Anyone who said that this shit was okay.
Okay.
You don't agree with that?
I don't know what you mean by does this again. Does what again?
Well, I guess if he has another Wreckful comes back from the fucking dead and he does the same thing, he may lose his license. That's how wrong what he did was.
You didn't
And if
specify
you're
any
asking
actions.
why I have passion about this, it's for two reasons. One, it's because of the army of simps this guy has that lose their fucking mind whenever you say that maybe he shouldn't be doing what he's doing. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that you have people are like, yeah, you know, you're just mad for no reason. No, I'm mad because I think that he's hurting people. And now a jury of his peers has agreed and said, yeah, he's doing something bad. So yes,
Just
I
to
am
be
happy
clear,
about
real
it.
quick, what you
Yes,
just
I'm
said,
being
those two
crystal
statements
clear.
didn't agree with what you just said. You said
which
it's clear
part?
that he's hurting people. The board
Yep.
felt like that he undermined the medical profession with regards to this one person,
Oh,
Reckful.
so is that helping people when you undermined?
No, but you said hurting people as though it
public-
made a statement
Oh,
about
so
the
I'm-
multiple
I'm-
people or whatever. This had to do with one thing, and it had to do with
Oh,
Reckful's
okay.
situation, and they felt like that he
So
undermined.
undermining public confidence in the integrity of medical profession of the that's good. That's helping people then.
Who said
Or
it?
is
Did
that-
I say
or
it
is
was
that a
good
new-
or helping people? Did
Well,
I say that?
I said it was hurting people.
Correct.
Okay.
He hurt one person in
Are you
this,
saying
yes.
that's a neutral act? Is it a neutral act?
I've never made a
to
statement. Why would it be a
Okay,
neutral
so
act
is
to
it-
hurt somebody?
Okay, is it helping people?
Is what helping people?
Engaging in conduct that undermines the public confidence in the integrity of the medical profession. Is that helping people?
I would say that's hurting his profession.
Okay. I would say that hurts people doing that, undermining this stuff.
Sure.
But So-
when you commit
Alright.
any crime, it theoretically it hurts the entire public. That's what criminal law is for. That's why they're crimes.
Mhm.
But the issue here was related
Yep.
directly to Reckful.
Yeah, this specific one is, we don't know. I mean, how long has it been, man, that it's taken this long to get here? Do you think there's more investigations that are going on at the same time? Or do you think this was the only one?
I have no idea.
I don't either. Well, that's why I was asking if you think. But saying you don't know is fine. I don't know either. I think there's probably an additional investigation going on.
My guess would be no, only because if they had multiple things going on, I don't know if they would just release like this one thing and then do another thing later on. I don't know why you wouldn't like bundle the complaints.
Well, I mean, as an additional, like for instance, let's say 6 months ago, I had a real issue with Dr. K, and then I made a complaint to the board. Do you think that you can just continually stall investigations forever by piling on more and more and more? I think that they usually keep them probably separate per incident.
I would imagine that if you've got like 7 or 8, no, they wouldn't just keep delaying it, but they'd have enough to build a consensus, and then they would say, yeah, these are all these things, and it's not good.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, no, I feel good about it. Now, at the very least, you know, maybe he's not punished. Maybe he can keep doing what he's doing. But at the very least, I think that there's now his peers that have said what you did was not okay. Now, you can argue a little bit about how okay it was, but a jury of his peers have said no go.
What exactly
Dan.
is no go?
Well, hold on,
to
Steve.
be
Before
clear?
I say anything, I need you to answer the Discord DM I sent you earlier, because that determines a lot about what happens moving
Just don't
forward.
be retarded. That's your guidance.
I don't. Okay.
Dan, I kind of actually agree with you, interestingly enough.
Yeah, because Anna's a hater, a Dr. K hater.
I don't hate him. No. I guess I have a bit of a more nuanced opinion about this, but yeah, I'm surprised that I actually do agree with Dan. Dan, you actually submitted a complaint to the ethics board, Dan?
No.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I
You have
misheard.
you have me mistaken with another Jew.
What?
You have me mistaken with another Jew that doesn't like Dr. K.
He's referring to Max,
Oh.
Mr. Girl.
Mr. Girl. Gotcha. Okay.
But we don't even know if Mr. Girl's the one who filed the complaint. We don't know if this complaint
Yeah, I
was
think
his
we
complaint.
absolutely.
We don't know if this is the complaint that he filed, though. We don't know. We don't have any way of knowing that. It might be, but I don't know if we can ever know that. I imagine those are probably kept anonymous. Maybe. I'm not sure.
I feel vindicated. You know, the punishment's not what I would have liked. I would have liked him to have to stop doing what he's doing pretty much altogether. I think it's bad. I think that form of therapy publicly, especially with impressionable people that don't understand what it means to broadcast your most personal, intimate shit to thousands of people that's on the internet forever, is bad. And yeah, I'm a hater, and it's good to see that a jury of his peers agree that all the stuff that a lot of these people were sweeping for Dr. K, saying that, you know, you're wrong, he's helping people. How is this different than just talking?
Just as
with
a real
friend?
quick, every single
Yeah,
thing that
just
Dan
a
is
real
saying
quick.
is incorrect. I don't know why he
Okay,
keeps
which part?
repeating
Yeah,
it wrong.
okay, just to be clear, go ahead, explain to me, because I'm capable
The
of arguing with why
reprimand,
you're
the
retarded.
reprimand was given explicitly and specifically for
For one
Reckful's
thing,
case.
Dr. K. Yes,
So
I
you keep,
agree.
but you keep saying people are saying he helps people, blah 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 blah. All of that, none of that was
I
addressed.
said I was talking pretty explicitly about Reckful. But if
No,
you
it
wanna
wasn't. We can
shadow
go. We
my-
can. We can go back and listen if you want. Do you want me to rewind the stream and we can go back and listen to exactly what you
Yes,
just said?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
Let's do it.
Hold on, I'm muting. Wind this. That saying.
All the stuff that a lot of these people. Yeah, I'm a hater, and it's good to see that a jury of his peers agree that all the stuff that a lot of these people were sweeping for Dr. K, saying that, you know, you're wrong, he's helping people. How is this different than just talking?
Just as
with
a real
friend?
quick, every single
Yeah,
thing that
just
Dan
a
is
real
saying
quick.
is incorrect. Okay. Yeah, when you say that everybody was saying that Dr. K is helping people and blah, 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 you're implying that it's about the totality of what he does or multiple conversations, not just the particular
Oh,
Reckful
are you
conversation.
insinuating off that? Because, I mean, this was all going on during the Reckful shit at that time. That's when everyone was going off. So you're going to say that I was... Well, you can insinuate if you want. That's fine. I can be more specific with my complaints moving forward.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good. Do you agree that his conduct with Reckful was inappropriate to the level where he should have been reprimanded?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I said a long time ago is, well, they don't really put a big argument. I don't see the deliberation in the consent order. But like I said before, I think that it's a pretty hairy issue. I think it's pretty difficult. I think you can probably make arguments both ways. And I think that's evidenced by the fact that the only thing that happened was a reprimand, which is, it looks like probably the lightest type of punishment that you could ever get for a thing where a person literally f***ing killed themselves. So I imagine if there was like any type of actual serious, like crazy wrongdoing here, he probably would have been held
the
to a
lightest
much
thing
harder.
you could get for someone killing themselves is nothing if you did nothing wrong. I think plenty of people see
nothing wouldn't be a
psychiatrists and
punishment. I think the lightest type of punishment you can get would probably be this. That'd be my guess.
Okay. Do you think that how much punishment someone gets is indicative of the crime committed?
It's
I just
indicative
want
of.
you to say. I want you
I'm
to say
sorry.
that
Let me know when
because-
you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me-
No,
yeah.
no. Okay. You keep harping on the fact that he's only reprimanded and not losing his license permanently. So I just want to get kind of a clear answer out of you. Do you think that the punishment that these guys handed down is important in the context of determining if what he did was wrong or not?
Generally, the severity of the punishment will match what a given body thinks the severity of the crime is. So, in the case where there is a very, very, very low punishment, then it seems to be the opinion of whoever's issuing the punishment that the crime was also a very, very low crime.
Okay. Are you familiar with outliers and things along those lines?
I've heard of that term before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've
outlier.
heard of
Yes,
that?
I am familiar. Yeah.
Okay. So if someone does something and they get a light punishment, do you think that probably wasn't that bad then?
If somebody did something and got a light punishment, does it mean that the thing wasn't very bad?
Yeah, well, it seems like right now you're kind of dismissive about this and be like, oh, well, I guess, you know, it's a complicated issue, but it sounds like, you know, I mean, they
What did
kinda
I
went
say
the
that
other
was
way.
dismissive?
This whole conversation is dismissive.
It's not dismissive. You're just an unhinged hater. I'm just stating like very, very, very basic. Like no reasonable mind can disagree with any of the really basic assertions I made. I've said that generally punishments will match the severity of the crime that a particular judge or court thinks of the crime. That's a true thing. So the fact that his license was reprimanded, which is probably one of the lowest forms of punishment you could give, means that the board here must have figured that whatever error he committed here wasn't that grave in the totality of all the errors that he could commit.
Can I ask you a question? If you ever been arrested before?
Yep.
You have?
Yep.
Well, I have too. Okay. Well, let's imagine you haven't been arrested before. If you got arrested for breaking into someone's house, what do you think would happen to you as a first-time offender?
I would get arrested and I would... What do you mean?
What do you think your punishment would be as a first-time offender?
It depends on a ton of mitigating, aggravating circumstances. It depends on so much.
You know what you're doing right now is a very conservative strategy. Can you engage in
I'm not. You're just instead of just laying out like, okay, I'm sorry. No, wait, hold on. No, wait, I got it. No, let me get it. I'm sorry. Can I just do this instead of like wasting our time? No, it's not called out. You're the one that's doing some weird rhetorical debate trick. Just say this. First-time offenders tend to not be sentenced as harshly as repeat offenders. We don't need to do a whole hypothetical train for this. I don't know why you wouldn't just say that. Why do we have to ask 20 questions to get to that point? A repeat offender...
Because I'm trying to make you look stupid, because I feel like you're sweeping for Dr. K, when it seems pretty clear that what they've said here is that he did something fucked up. But it's a first time, so hey, we're only reprimanding you, okay? And
I'm sorry, hold on. Do you think that people can't have their licenses suspended, or they can't warrant more severe punishments for a first-time offense?
I think that this is a new area of things that probably the board of Massachusetts has probably never dealt with a case like this ever before. If this was a case about a psychiatrist having a sexual relationship with their client, I think that there would be an entire fucking step-by-step book that they could follow, and they could give a punishment based off of that.
You don't think they have any guidance on people who are therapists giving therapy to... Okay, all right.
No, I think there's probably no guidance on how do we handle a situation where there's a psychiatrist that's doing online streaming on Twitch of people's shit. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's almost no guidance on that whatsoever. This is literally the first time that this has happened. You know, a strategy you have, and I like it, is that you play the piano when I'm talking so as to minimize my position. But really what it is that you can't think of a defense, so you're buying yourself time to try and think of something to come up against me. And I like it.
I don't have to,
and
there's literally...
No, keep playing, give yourself more time. I don't want to rush you. Think. Go back, think of something good.
Dan, how does that make you feel when he plays the piano? While you're trying to argue, how does that make you feel?
I don't hear the piano. I see him playing the piano. I don't hear it. I wish I could hear the song. But I'm sure it's a good one, and I'm sure right now he's thinking of a really good retort, and he's like, okay, fuck. I don't want to get on Dr. K's bad side, because I've been on his show a few times, and it's really gonna fuck my shit up if I call him out. But man, this thing is pretty fucking cut and clear that, man, Dr. K did some fucked up shit. And I remember in the past, I was saying this wasn't a big deal, and they're saying here that this is completely inappropriate, the whole thing. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Hold on, what can I do? Wait, I got it. And this is where you stop playing and you say something. Do you need more time?
Okay. I don't think I've said what have I said that is controversial or incorrect?
No, I'm saying your past takes on this have been what I would categorize as sweeping for Dr. K.
That was my past takes on this were sweeping?
No, I feel they were sweep adjacent. How about that?
Okay, hold on, let's see what I... Somebody link this. I don't even remember what I said about this.
Good for Twitch, but...
And
I have two. Okay. Well, let's imagine you haven't been arrested before. If you got arrested for breaking into someone's house, what do you think would happen to you as a first-time offender?
I would get arrested and I would...
Say something. Do you need more time?
Okay. I don't think I've said what have I said that is controversial or incorrect?
No, I'm saying your past takes on this have been what I would categorize as sweeping for Dr. K.
That was my past takes on this were sweeping?
No, I feel they were sweep adjacent. How about that?
Okay, hold on, let's see what I... Somebody link this. I don't even remember what I said about this.
Good for Twitch, but holy damn, does he have like some very huge conflict of interest going on in his business that are, I'll say, questionable at best, and maybe, I don't know if I'd say malicious at worst, but like bordering on really, really, really bad stuff. There's a lot of very bad conflict of interest type stuff going on, I think. I think that everything that he does is okay in terms of the promotion of his business and everything, but when he starts personally counseling the most popular people on Twitch who also happen to support his coaching, I think there's a lot of weird conflicts there that start to pop up that probably aren't good. But, but I don't know, maybe I wouldn't feel that strongly once I see them in context or something, I'm not sure. Not to say that Max, out of context, I mean in context of Max's video. Yeah.
Do you feel like that the...
Okay, so just to be clear, I don't even remember what I said 2 years ago. My takes 2 years ago were way more clear and way more accurate. They're more accurate. They're more accurate of what actually happened than what your prediction was. Because your prediction was it was going to be totally unhinged, he was going to lose everything. My prediction was, I don't know, it feels like it's bordering on some severe conflicts of interest with some of the conversation talks, and he got reprimanded for it. So
what's going to happen to him? I don't think I ever predicted that. I said that it was fucked up. That you managed to have one of your sycophantic dick sucks find the one time that you dared step out of the fucking line and remotely criticize this fuck. But if you go through and you find the other times that we talked about Dr. K, you'll see that you're in there like, yeah, I think it's fine. So yeah, I don't know what to say. You have the one time. And all the people that are like in here excited about this, you're excited that Destiny is saying that Dr. K was bad. This is a tough spot to be in if you're a Dr. K/Destiny simp. Are you excited that in the past Destiny said that Dr. K was full of shit and was probably doing some fucked up shit? Or are you more excited that you found that moment that he said that he was full of shit? This is, God, what do you do? I don't know. It's rough. Okay. Have you had enough time on the piano to compose your thoughts? I can't play the piano, but usually when I try to get my thoughts when I'm on a call, sometimes I'll pace around the room when I have my phone on speakerphone, and that helps me a little bit. I think that helps me to think, just having my phone out, pacing around the room.
Is there anything else we need, or I don't know what to...
Did you not come up with anything during that whole?
I don't know. There's nothing even for me to respond to. I don't know what I'm supposed to respond to right now.
You're supposed to say, "Hold on, let me give me a second, and I'll give you a statement to say." What would I like you to say? A jury of Dr. K's peers have found that he acted inappropriately enough with Reckful to the point where they reprimanded his license.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, what you just said is true. Yeah.
And not only did they do that, I agree with that now that I've had a chance to think. And my prior statements where I've made that I did not agree with that were incorrect and not Bayzed.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's been my statement the entire time. Yeah.
You fucking... You know why I hate you?
Wait, what have I said differently than that in this conversation? What have I said different than what you just said?
You are...
He's not going to answer the question. He's not going to answer because he's having a moment right now.
He's not going to answer the question to me that fast.
He's having his moment right now.
That fast. I get that he's not going to answer a question. To me, of all people. E2, Brutus? Or whatever the fucking saying goes. It's... U2? Wait, it's not E2. It's, what is it? Anyways. What did you say in the past? Well, if I had an army of simps, I would go through our last time we talked about it, and it felt like you were very dismissive and kind of put off the idea that Dr. K was doing something wrong as more of a conspiracy theory type of thing versus something that was actually, in reality, true.
Okay. I don't think so, but you know.
If I was to present you with a video recorded archive of you saying something that would classify as sweep adjacent for Mr. K, soon to be Mr. K.
Apparently there are no other active investigations or complaints, and they expanded the scope to every other conversation that they had with previous guests or whatever, so this review would have been a review of basically everything that's posted on the channel as well, just for the audience. That's what Dr. K posted on the subreddit, that though the initial complaint was more limited, Dr. Kanoja asked to expand the scope for all interviews and for his role during Reckful's acute phases.
Actually, can we...
maybe this just is for all interviews for Reckful, actually. I'm not sure.
Can we read this? I think this is important to read.
Read what?
Whatever this post is. Can you read it?
Hey, y'all, we want to update the Healthy Gamer community on the board.
No, I'll read it.
Complaint filed against...
You're doing the dismissive voice. I don't like it. I'll do it.
Okay.
Hold on. Do not play the piano or overtalk me when I do this, or I'll punch you. Hey, no piano. Stay the fuck clear. Actually, wait, hold on. You can play slow jam.
You got 10 seconds to start reading this, or I'm going on to something else.
I'm reading. Hey, y'all. Very cheeky. We want to update the Healthy Gamer community on the board complaint filed against Dr. K in February of 2022 by Mr. Girl. Far before this complaint was filed, we took self-corrective actions to address the most problematic aspects of guest interviews while still allowing for meaningful discussion around mental health. It continues to be an honor and a privilege to be able to do this work at scale and encourage thousands of people every day to take action towards better mental health. we're learning and growing too. Thank you for everything you have contributed towards making Healthy Gamer a force for good on the internet. Dr. K's license has been reprimanded. While this is a disciplinary action, it does not come with any fines, penalties, or limitations to Dr. K's ability to practice medicine. It's not a suspension or probation. There's no restrictions. It also does not alter Dr. K's involvement with Healthy Gamer. Upon asking, the board did not require the removal or alteration of any of the content, correspondence with previous guests, or anything specifically related to Healthy Gamer. Out of respect for Reckful, Dr. K has opted to keep things private and work with the board instead of engaging in public discussions. Though the initial complaint was more limited, Dr. K asked himself to expand the scope for all interviews and for his role during Reckful's acute phases. The board has found that Dr. K acted with
Oh my God.
standard referral guidelines, including referrals for outpatient care, higher levels of care, and guidance around the use of emergency services. In private, conversations with, this one doesn't make sense, in private, conversations with Reckful and his friends. The board has found that the interviews with Reckful constitute conduct that undermines the public confidence in the in the integrity of the medical profession. The nature of Healthy Gamer interviews has been contentious for a long time. The interviews with Reckful started in 2019. Before this complaint was filed in 2022, we had already taken steps to change how we did interviews. Over the past 5 years, we have formalized a process which includes scheduling interviews in advance to avoid spur-of-the-moment comments, allow guests to formulate what they want to talk about, and privately back out. Offering guests a boundary-setting call before the interview to specify off-limits topics. Sometimes at this step, one or both sides determine the interview is too sensitive and it is canceled or postponed. Always giving guests the right to have their interviews removed. This has been requested twice, and of course, we've complied both times. We've established a scientific advisory board that advises, they're incorrect here, they miswrote, that advise on policies, procedures for content, coaching, and other core activities. We understand and respect the board's decision and thank them for their thorough and fair assessment over the course of over 2 years. Okay, first off, new fucking thing here, okay? People that are gonna fucking omegalol over like misspeaks or misreading, just gonna get IP banned for a week moving forward after this point, okay? That's the new thing. It's a fucking dead meme. I don't like that you guys couldn't fucking do it when Destiny was around. Now, it's happening to you, okay? And you can fucking sit in the queue waiting for a fucking month for Eris or someone else to fucking unban you on an alt, okay? It's cringe and I don't like it, okay? Second off, what'd you think of that statement?
Seems okay. I don't have any strong feelings about it. What about it?
I think it's pretty dismissive of a lot of the statements that were made in the complaint.
Like what statements?
Well, I mean, let's go over the actual thing. Hold on one second.
Was there any negative statement in the entire consent order besides we feel like he's undermined confidence in the public health or whatever?
Let's see. Well, I mean, the whole thing was kind of going over what he did was incorrect. But
really? Which part?
Let me pull it up.
Wait, this was not.
No, it was the love thing. Why is this not working? Okay. During the video, the respondent and Reckful engage in a conversation addressing their discussion from January 23rd, 2020. The respondent acknowledged that his very bold claim about loving Reckful for 2 years was irresponsible. Later in the video, Reckful told the respondent he remained conflicted about the status and definition of their relationship. So I would think that they're saying that that is a incorrect, bad thing.
Okay. The only thing that they say is under the conclusions of law section. There's one part. It says the respondent is engaged in conduct that undermines the public confidence in the integrity of the medical profession. That's it. That doesn't mean that every single thing listed on top of the findings of fact. It doesn't mean every single thing here was a bad thing or a breaking of the law or anything else like that. But
if you like read one of these things for Brock Turner, and at the end it's like conclusion of law, the defendant raped a girl, would you be like, well, that's it, that's the one thing we can do? He got off with no punishment, by the way. I think all of this needs to be taken in. No,
I have absolutely no idea what that sentence even meant.
Okay. Brock Turner, you're familiar with that person?
Yes. No, but I'm assuming he raped somebody and got off or something.
Yeah, exactly. He got a very light punishment for raping someone.
Okay.
Correct. At the end of his charge, the conclusion of law, the defendant raped a girl, right? Like, I don't understand. You're saying just because the conclusion is like, it's basically saying, hey, he's.
So we'll ignore the fact that there wouldn't be like a conclusion of law.
This
This is a consent order, so you're not going to find like a.
So it's not a conclusion of law.
There's not going to be a conviction at the end of an indictment. That's not how those work, right? But
There isn't a conviction at the end of an indictment?
No, there's not.
Well, let me pull up Brock Turner's thing. It's interesting. Isn't that usually what the jury returns? Guilty versus
you're doing the
not
Lycan
guilty?
thing. You're doing the Lycan thing right now, okay? So I've just spent the past like 2 months
Don't you
reading
dare.
court cases, Supreme Court cases. You
Yeah.
think I'm just gonna have no fucking idea? I could. Okay, look it up. Go ahead and look it up. Show me a conviction at the end of an indictment, Dan. And then when you're done with that, tell me what a conviction is and tell me what an indictment is. We'll wait. Go ahead.
Okay. A jury returns results saying that if on each charge, if the defendant is innocent or guilty. No?
What does that have to do with an indictment?
Well, this is a, this is like at the end. There's like the one thing.
An indictment is a charging document issued at the beginning, okay, to tell somebody they're being indicted for criminal charges. Okay, that has nothing to do with a conviction. Okay, at the end of when you have documents like this, we have statements of fact. Okay,
Sure.
The statements of fact are being given. It's usually you're going to have a fact finding, or you're going to have statements of fact that are going to show like, here's like a particular law, and here are actions that this person did. And the conclusion from all of those actions, usually at the bottom of an indictment, you'll say that we feel like these laws were violated. Now, in an indictment, there'll be the criminal charges at the bottom. It'll say these laws have been broken. That doesn't mean that every single fact listed was a crime that was committed. Right? Generally, in a charging document, you'll see things like, Donald Trump is a businessman from New York. You wouldn't go, see, businessman from New York, that's part of him being an illegal criminal. No, what? These are just findings of fact. These are just you don't know which parts of these. They didn't make a particular statement in the bottom in regards to any of the particular facts. It doesn't look like it. All we have is the respondent has engaged in conduct that undermines the public confidence in the integrity of the medical profession. I haven't read these underlying cases. You saw some of the things quoted earlier. I don't know which parts of these given on the findings of fact. I don't know which parts of these they felt more heavily played into why they felt like he needed to be reprimanded. I can't make that assessment. And they didn't list it out here, and you certainly can't make that assessment. So I don't know why we're saying like, well, obviously every single thing listed here is bad. I don't know what was listed here exactly is bad. I'm not sure. I can't tell. And they didn't give any guidance or indication in this about it. But it's just a consent order. So I don't know what you want me to, yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yes, it's a consent order. I think. How do you feel? Let me ask you this: how do you feel about these results of this finding? Before they came out, if you said if the board was to review Dr. K's conduct with Reckful, what do you think they would say? What would be your answer to that prior to
I don't know the particular guidelines or the guidance that's given when it comes to.
I didn't say that you did. I don't either.
Then it's hard for me to have an opinion of any high level of conviction.
In the past, we have opinions about shit all the time without knowing.
I think, but they're very low conviction, or sometimes I just won't speak on anything if I have no fucking idea. I'll say I have no idea. I'm pretty sure somebody literally came on my stream yesterday and asked me things like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know this thing. I have no opinion about it. For this, I would say my guess is probably gonna be similar to what I just said in that Mr. Girl video from 2 years ago, right? So like, there's a huge conflict of interest. There could be really bad things happening, but maybe not. I'm not sure. But it would depend on what the particular guidelines given as part of your ethics classes or whatever the fuck when you're a therapist or psychiatrist. But I don't know what those guidelines are.
I guess I'm a little bit passionate about it because it felt like a lot of people were dismissive and were like, "This is so obviously fine."
Yeah, that's pretty dumb. That's pretty retarded. Just like it would be pretty retarded to have your position of, this is obviously horrible, right?
Well, no, apparently not, because I was correct. And it was.
No,
and he
to
got
be clear-
Recording in
No,
progress.
No, to be
Okay.
clear, he got reprimanded, and the punishment that he got is irrelevant here, unless you want to say.
What
that
do you think the
Brock Turner-
punishment is
okay,
irrelevant for the severity of a crime? Do you think that's true? Wait, say that again. The punishment doesn't matter for the severity of a crime.
The punishment doesn't matter for the severity of the crime. No, using the punishment to determine if the crime was a big deal doesn't matter. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to say he only got reprimanded, so it wasn't a big deal. Okay? That's what you are actually trying to do right now. He just got reprimanded. It's not a big deal. And I'm saying, I'm countering with, that's bullshit. Brock Turner didn't get much of a punishment, and he did something fucking heinous.
I don't know what Brock Turner. What is the? I don't know why you keep comparing this to Brock Turner.
He raped someone, and he got off with a very small punishment.
What was he convicted of?
You are trying to tell me right now.
Oh my
You're saying,
God.
hey,
Now I'm gonna go. Time to look this up and see that Dan has no f***ing idea what this court case is about. Let's find out. Here we go.
Brock Turner, there was a passed out girl behind a dumpster. He went behind it when he was drunk or not, and then he was like fingering the girl. Two people found Brock Turner. They held him down. The cops came there, and then he basically got off with like no punishment at all.
Okay, so he was initially indicted on 5 charges: 2 for rape, 2 for felony sexual assault, and 1 for attempted rape. The 2 rape charges were withdrawn. So now we're looking at 2 for felony sexual assault and then 1 for attempt rape. He pleaded not guilty to all charges. The trial concluded, and he was convicted of 3 charges of felony sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What was his punishment?
On June 2nd, 2016, he was sentenced to 6 months in jail, followed by 3 years of probation.
Okay, so is 6 months? Did he? I didn't even think he got jail. I may have to use a better case than this. Did he actually go to jail?
It said
For,
he was
like,
released
7
after serving
months or
3
something?
months, which was half of his sentence for good behavior.
Oh wait, you know what? Who is the better one? Was the what was that dude who got the affluenza? That's the one we should be using right now. People are saying Game of Thrones. You think I can't just find something better in a second?
Well, I mean, this is the one that you use over and over again, and it sounds like so he got 3.
you know
and
what?
now, you know what you were going to ask, because I was going to get you my next question.
You're right. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I chose the wrong one. I meant the affluenza guy.
Okay, who's the...
That's
Okay, let's
fine.
look up that one, okay? Never looked this case up in my life. I've heard about it as a meme. Let's find out what actually happened.
Let's find out what
Affluenza.
happened. Yes. Yes.
What's the name of the guy? Court case.
Well, there's been a few. There was Ethan Couch. but I
Name
don't know what the
one.
fuck happened
Give me...
to
Oh,
him.
so you don't even know. You're just spitting out random shit and wasting my time trying to make your argument for you.
I know that this guy got away with fucking nothing.
Okay, which name? Which name?
Hold on, I will get
Oh,
it
he
for
doesn't
you.
know.
I'm
He
sorry.
doesn't even know.
What you're doing right now is something that will be done to you, and you will fucking bitch and moan and whine about it.
Do it
that
to me
you don't
right
know
now. Do it to me right now.
Everything ever. No, that's a retarded thing that you're doing right now. You know it's retarded, but you're doing it because you're floundering.
It's
fine.
retarded
I'll
that when
give
you're
you-
bringing up an example to prove your point, I'm asking for what the example is? He's talking
yeah,
about Ethan Couch.
I'm finding the case. No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't know if it
Ethan
is.
Couch, Wikipedia.
Remember this the next time Destiny complains and whines when some conservative asks him a fact and he doesn't have the fucking answer on hand.
You better believe if I'm bringing up a fact to support my
No,
argument, I'm going to be able to talk about that fact. What are you
Every part
talking
of it?
about?
Every part of it.
Yes.
Really.
Why do you think I've
Okay.
spent days and days and days reading every single fucking part of an entire fucking court case and the underlying Supreme Court
You
decisions
know
and everything else?
Everything.
I know. Yes, I do.
So full.
I know everything about everything. That's right, Dan. Ethan
You're
Anthony
high.
Couch killed 4 people at the age of 16 while driving under the influence in 2013. While in talks and under the influence of drugs, he was driving a restricted license and speeding in a residential area when he lost control of the vehicle. 4 people were killed in the collision and 9 were injured. He was indicted on 4 counts of intoxicated manslaughter for recklessly driving under the influence. In December 2013, he was sentenced to 10 years of probation, subsequently ordering him to undergo therapy for a long-term inpatient facility. Before sentencing, Couch's attorneys had argued that he had affluenza and needed rehabilitation instead of prison, arguing that Couch had no understanding of boundaries, as his affluent parents had never given him any. He was indicted
Well, I
on
mean,
4
he only got
counts.
probation. I guess that's okay, right?
What was he convicted of?
Oh, he killed 4 people. When he was drunk.
That's a conviction. Killed 4
I'm
people.
Sorry. Wait. I'm sorry. Do you want to change what happened? Well, you can do faces and be confused on stream. I know you need a few seconds to process this right now. That's fine. Go ahead. He killed 4 people while drunk, and his punishment was very light. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. Let's see. Okay. The conviction was intoxicated manslaughter, 4 counts, and intoxication assault, 2 counts. The state was Texas. Texas. Intoxicated manslaughter? Okay. Intoxication manslaughter. A person commits an offense that this person operates a motor vehicle in a public place, is intoxicated, and by reason of that intoxication, death of another by accident or mistake. Are sentencing guidelines listed in the code, in the criminal code here, or an offense under this section? What is what?
No, keep going. I want you to keep
No,
reading.
what is what? What were you going to ask?
No, because you're scared and you're hoping that by putting it back to me, you can get out of this. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay,
Keep
all right, we're
reading.
done with this. Okay. Let me walk through for anybody that doesn't understand, like, what's happening, okay? So here's what's happening, okay? So the reason
You
why I
wanna change
asked
it? You
earlier...
wanna stop reading now. I understand. That's fine.
Let me know when I can talk.
You can talk now.
Okay. The reason why I asked earlier and made fun of Dan for saying 4 people were killed, so he's saying 4 people were killed doesn't mean anything. Are we talking about like first-degree murder, or are we talking about like a lesser manslaughter, like a second or third degree fucking manslaughter degree? Second or third degree manslaughter, depending on the state, right? The differences in penalties for conviction on these, the sentencing guidelines can be anywhere from capital punishment for murder 1 all the way to probation, depending upon, you know, like the circumstances, your mitigating circumstances for manslaughter or murder 3 or whatever the fuck. Different states call things different things, or homicide 3 or whatever the fuck. So the first question is asking, well, what were they convicted of, to figure out particularly what they were convicted of. That's number 1. Then the second thing that you would look up is you would go, okay, well, what are the sentencing guidelines for this particular thing? So for instance, Dan is really mad that this guy got sentenced to what he perceives as a low sentence, but Dan has no fucking idea what the sentencing guidelines are right now. He has absolutely no idea.
You're saying something that's incorrect right now. I'm not
Dan,
mad
do you
at
know what the sentencing guidelines are for intox manslaughter?
Hold on. Are we talking about this guy or Dr. K right now?
We're talking about
Who I'm mad
Ethan
about?
Couch.
I don't give a fuck about this guy.
Then how do you know if his sentence was too big or too small?
Because it was all over the news that he was drunk and killed 4 people, and essentially he got off because the judge was friendly with his parents, and that was the term. Affluenza was coined.
Do you see how you just dodged my question?
Sorry, repeat it. I don't want to dodge your question. Go
What
ahead.
do you know what the sentencing guidelines are for intox manslaughter?
I don't know what they are.
Okay.
In Texas.
What if it was 1 month?
Do you know what they are?
No, I don't. That's why I was going to look them up.
Fucking come so cocky at me if you don't know
I'm not
either.
getting cocky.
Let's go look at
I'm
them.
not cocky because I don't know and you don't know. I'm getting cocky because I don't know. When I went to look them up, you started laughing because you didn't even realize that you needed to know the sentencing guidelines to even know there was an improper sentence given.
No. What's happening right now, okay, is that you have no idea what the sentencing guidelines are. I don't
That's
either.
why I went to look them up, and you were making fun of me for it.
No, I was waiting for you. I said keep going.
You didn't.
I
You
want
were
you to
like,
go.
oh, he's just trying to throw it back to me.
We
I
can
just want to know
rewind
the
tape
sentencing
again if
guidelines
you want
were.
to. We could rewind the tape again if I want to. I said, no, go ahead, keep going. You said, no, I'm done. Actually, I'm done.
Yeah,
And I
because
said,
you
"No,
were
keep
saying
going."
this is what you're trying to throw back to me.
I'm sorry if you don't. I'm more than willing to give you more time to continue to go and do research at this point. Would you like to?
I don't even know you don't even know any of the details of this case. I'm just doing this for your edification now and for my own curiosity.
You're doing me a favor. I understand. That's very.
Yes,
that's
I
very
am
kind
doing
of
you a favor because you had no fucking idea what any part of this case was even about. You just heard memes in the media and that's it.
The great part is you didn't have any idea either.
I
Both of us
didn't, and then
together,
I went to look it
morons.
up, but the problem is that you brought this up as an argument to support you. So of course I'm not familiar with it, but you're not familiar with it either, but it's your argument.
No, yeah, I brought it up. This is easy to explain. I brought it up because you are continually pointing at. Listen, you only got. And not people that have sought him out on the internet.
because like we'll be walking outside and I'm like checking my watch like 50 million times. She's like, "What's up?" And it's like, "I don't have like connection right now." And she's like, "Okay." And I'm like, I feel like somebody hacked my sim." And she's like, "Why would you think?" I was like, "My sim is hacked right now. I need to go home. I need to get on my computer. I need to see why I don't have connection right now because I think my sim just got hacked." Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, like even me, like if you know how sometimes you're gonna go on like a site and you're gonna be logged out of the site, right?
Yep.
Every time that happens, I'm just like, oh,
It's
fuck.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, like that initial sense of like dread.
Yeah. I mean, like this is, new for him. He's had to go and get, brand new cell service, brand new email, the whole thing. He's fucking starting fresh from the beginning. New phone number, who dis, all that type of thing. This conservative thing has changed him a little bit here. But
He has no idea what he's talking about.
okay.
Wait, real quick before we start this, because we
Yes.
need to get a bearing on this. We ask all of our guests this. How did you feel about the last season of Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon?
What did I say?
Because like House of the Dragon is like the spin-off of Game of Thrones, so like that's like Game of Thrones too.
You
right?
would not last long
What did
in
I?
the DGG
wait,
universe.
What did I just?
I'm telling
What did
you
I
right
just?
now.
What did I ask you? Why would you assume that? Why would you assume I'm talking about House of the Dragon? Do you think I don't know what House of the Dragon is?
I have no idea what you know or don't know.
Okay, well, if I ask you, what do you think about the last season of Game of Thrones? I'm talking about Game of Thrones.
Well, it's actually that
But-
would make sense because you know what? House of the Dragon's a prequel. Also,
Yeah, but maybe Dan can like back me up on this. But when you asked me, you said, "What do you think about House of the Dragon?" You didn't say Game of Thrones. Like you agree with me, right? Like he
Oh,
never
he
said.
said the last series
I
of.
have had so many
Game-
crazy girls try to gaslight me. You are
This is,
never. I'm the ungaslightable.
I almost
Remember,
had
this
you.
was the show that unmasked the abuser Boogie, okay, of his cancer, okay, 3 episodes ago. You don't want to get unmasked next. Anyway, what do you think about the last season of Game of Thrones? Okay, the fact that you even have to think about it means you already failed. So.
No, listen. Because the thing is, I read the books before I actually watched the show.
Oh my God,
God,
a book
fucking
reader.
Yeah, I was a big book reader back
get
in the
me
day.
outta here.
Yep. The only
And you're
thing is-
young. Why are you
Yeah,
reading
why do you
books?
read books?
At your
Don't you have
age?
TikTok?
No, when I was a teen, but like nowadays I'm 22, right? But when I was a teenager, I only did 3 things. I read books, I played video games, and I masturbated.
Hazen.
Those are literally the only 3 things
I
I would
can't
do.
believe kids these days are reading books. Like in our age, that made sense.
Well, this is an exceptional individual.
Are you exceptional?
He's literally
why are
like
you
a
reading?
top tier fucking league streamer,
How
lolly
good are you?
enjoyer,
How
or
good
whatever.
were you at because you've quit? So
Yeah.
How good were you?
So
at League?
when I played like Challenger in Korea, Brazil, NA, and Europe, hit it multiple times. Peaked. I never peaked in like the top 10s or anything like that, but you know, like,
what was your overall worldwide ranking? Best that you
What
ever
is that
hit?
even worldwide ranking?
Yeah, so like, 1 being the best person in the world and like you being like fucking 600,000 in the US, not even there. So I'm saying, where do you think you were worldwide best at one
Dan
point?
hasn't played a game.
Were you in the,
Back
were you in
when
the
me and
top
Dan
20
played
or
games-
something?
Let me
So-
explain real quick for the people in the audience who don't understand, okay?
Yeah,
Because
okay.
we're older, okay? Back when we used to play games a long time ago, there were no such things as like ELO or MMR, whatever. You just had
No,
like
that
a
didn't
ladder
exist.
rank. So
Yeah.
you would go to a website oftentimes because they didn't have like built-in browsers and everything, right?
That's
Go
not
to-
true.
and there
Even
would be, like-
StarCraft had the use map settings browser in game and it had the rankings in there in StarCraft 1.
I don't know how you think that just related to anything I just said.
They had
But-
rankings in StarCraft. The
Yes,
first
but I'm
one.
saying that like people would tend to go and they'd see like their ranking. Like
Uh-huh.
you cared more back then about the ranking than you did about like the
Gotcha.
rating, right? So you'd care like, oh, like I'm top 1,000 or I'm top 10,000 or I'm top 50,000
Mm-hmm.
instead of like, oh, my MMR is like 72 4B in like Wood League Division
Yeah,
18
oh,
or
right,
whatever,
just-
right? Sorry, anyway, go ahead. Yeah, so,
okay.
yeah,
What
so
was
rank
your
yourself.
position?
Yeah, sorry, rank yourself. Dan wants to know of the top players, like what number would you
If
think
there
you
was
are?
1,000
Yeah.
of the, where
Okay.
were you in the top 1,000 in
okay,
the world?
so let's say that
Yeah.
we just look at the champion I played, right? So Hekram,
yeah,
I was the best.
the best in the world.
Because you have to understand that it's not just like from a ranking perspective.
Hmm.
It's also because there's not a single human being alive that has more games on that champ than I do.
Sure.
Because I was just so addicted to the game for so many years. So it was, I would say like.
What do you
for
think
that,
of Draven players?
Yeah, that was me on Draven at
Or,
one point in
Draven
time.
play-
or
players?
Tristana players. Which of them is more?
I hate them, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
He's a
What do you
ju-
think?
no, no, wait,
Tristana-
to be fair,
Do you
he's
think
a
they're
jungle.
like effeminate or something?
He's a jungler.
Like
He hates
naturally?
every AD carry, okay? Fuck
Well,
you,
okay,
all right?
like I do hate every ADC,
Yeah.
but Draven players, the problem is that
They
once
think they're so fucking good.
it's not even that, bro. It's because when you get to the higher elos as well, you have a few good ones, but then 70% of them is just
they're
like the
garbage.
Raging AFK fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and they throw the whole game for everyone when things are going their way. It's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
whole game, everyone is there to serve them.
Yeah, literally.
And God forbid that you're there doing your own thing. That was the type of player that he was. He was there, and if he didn't get
Oh,
his
shit.
way, just he would throw it for everyone else, and he would do it in a way to try and not get banned, of course.
Okay.
You play Hacker. I know what kind of jungler you are. I can tell from your attitude.
Okay.
Okay.
What kind?
I've never watched you play a full game of League in my life.
Yep.
You seem like the kind of guy who, at 20 minutes, as jungle, you've got like 240 CS, and you're like, let's go, guys, it's time to win. And your team is either 1-11, in which case you can blame your team for doing fucking nothing. You're like, wow, you guys fucking threw, because you've been AFK hard farming, the power farming the whole fucking game. Or your team is already winning without you, and you're like, all right, guys, let's go. And then you come in as this fucking powerhouse, and your team's paved the way for you. And then all of a sudden, you're like, yeah, I got you guys. Like, I carried this hardcore.
You know that's legitimately the reason why I stopped playing the game?
Why?
Because the thing is that back in the day, especially on like Hecarim, you used to be able to do that and you would still carry, you know? It's like imagine you're in like the water, right? And you need to sit there and you need to make sure that the human population survives. I was the guy where I'd be like stepping on like the children's heads just to make it so I could be like 1 inch above the surface level, right? But then the problem is that nowadays, you just can't do it anymore.
You can't. It's a different world.
The tide is too high. It's just fucked.
All right.
That was back when the attitude for the jungler would be like, oh my god, my AD carry is getting ganked so much. That means I can steal a CS because he's not going to be relevant anyway. I'm like, let's go!
All right, I think we don't care about League anymore. So listen,
I'm kind of feeling that. I'm reliving it. I'm feeling it now.
Well, if you want to throw your career away,
There were so many catch-up. They added so much catch-up to the game. It kind of got really dumb. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, ADCs are actually broken nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
in
you're jungler.
particular-
You say everybody. I don't even
No,
care. I don't
they
care.
actually.
No.
I'm telling you,
When
it's
you say
fucked up.
broken, just to be clear, when a jungler says AD carry is broken, what they mean is they can't push one button, go in, one shot in AD carry, and then push another button and escape while only taking like 10% damage HP.
No,
It's like, oh, it's so broken.
Okay, no. So when I say ADCs are broken, I mean that shit's played in 3 different roles. One class is played in 3 different roles out of 5 every single game, especially in pro games.
Okay.
All right, listen, we got big news that we have to cover here.
All right,
Okay,
so-
there's a lot of stuff that's gone on the internet right now, and we're gonna investigate some of these situations. So, tell me what you know of this Ava Chris Tyson situation before we really get in. Why don't you give us your brief synopsis and overview?
The only thing that I know, right, is that Chris Tyson used to be there and used to be a part of Mr. Beast. Then everyone, I guess, like fell in love, right, with the fact that he seemed like, or at the time, he seemed like the normal family man. And then afterwards, after the transition, a lot of people kind of like canceled them just for being transgender. And then now it feels like people kind of like something that the person did that was kind of like fucked up happened. And now a lot of the people that always kind of had that deep-rooted hatred, it's just like going crazy now.
I see.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think that's why it got like blown up to the level it's at.
So this has become a serious situation.
Oh yeah, big time.
The big time. Okay. So we're going to get into this, okay? Our good friend August has taken us through some of these steps.
Yeah.
Mostly with some fine readings of a man named... Is my thing in the way here? Are you all right?
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry. That's my fault. Okay. You familiar with a man by the name of Turkey Thomas? You know this character,
Fuck
this
Turkey
individual?
Tom.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, the only thing I know, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person, but I think he had made one video at one point when like my whole Twitter drama situation was happening.
You had Twitter drama?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, sorry. That didn't come up as a banned topic on the forum.
Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, so like, just, I think it was maybe like a month ago now. But yeah, so pretty much at the time I'd made a decision to like break up with my at the time girlfriend. And a lot of people were going like, it just got blown up to a level that no one would have ever expected, like escape the league bubble and everything. And then afterwards, I just realized, oh shit, wait, maybe this is what I want. And then we started like trying to work through things more. So now I'm in therapy and I'm trying to like get better for that.
Okay. Okay.
Wait.
What?
You're in therapy now?
Yeah.
How's that going? Talk to us about that.
I thought this...
I'm curious. I like the idea
No,
of like
we
finding
have our
therapy that
own-
works.
Okay.
And Dan has strong opinions about therapy apparently now. He feels very strongly about it.
Okay. So so I'm going to be honest. I think therapy, for me, it's been like one of the best things because I feel like a lot of the time you're going to go through life and you're going to do things or make decisions. And then when you're your only critic, you can be way harsher or way easier on yourself than normal. And then being able to have like a professional opinion to kind of like tell you, okay, this is kind of like my view on it. And you'll know that they don't have any biases or anything like that, as well as like being able to like bring up things with them and being able to like help alleviate certain bad patterns that you might have or certain like issues that you might have with yourself or with your like behavior that they can help you work on. I just think it's overall like a really good thing. So I'm on, I think right now my 5th session when I get back. And so far it's been growing great. Like I actually look forward to every session and it's good. The only thing I don't look forward to is seeing the minus in my bank account because that shit's fucking expensive.
You don't have insurance?
So
No, I'm
streamer.
a streamer. Yeah,
Oh,
Wait, where are you from again?
Quebec.
they don't have.
I thought you guys have like auto insurance.
Well, we do have free health
Auto
care.
insurance?
Automatic insurance, you
Yeah.
dumb fuck. Fuck you, Dan.
So no,
Health insurance for free from the government, social insurance, auto insurance is for your car, Steve. He didn't know that. That's okay.
yeah,
We
it's
knew that.
okay. But yeah, so the thing about like healthcare in Canada, at least where I live, is that there are certain things that aren't covered by the